It's the Super MMA Bros. Who the freak are these guys? They're calling every fight, never wrong, always.
I think Money Moicano wrote years ago, like, oh, like that's piss, women fight piss break, lunch break. Like, it's kind of right. It's like, unless it's Nunes, unless maybe it's Shevchenko, maybe it's Wang Li, Zhang Li, something like that. I'll probably watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's Mackenzie Dern, I'll watch for her ass. But it's
Well,
like,
you're right
unless it's like,
though, because like a lot of them, it's just like they have skill, so I can respect that they actually learned MMA. But a lot of them, even what's her name, the one that beat Amanda Nunes the one time, I'm blanking on her name.
oh,
Uh,
Juliana Pena.
right, like she was champ for a minute, but like her striking's kind of terrible. She just like swings like a drunk in a bar, and she like I mean, it kind of works, but like I mean, there's not much enough technical skill there compared to the men's leagues, right? So a lot of the lower level women's fighters, right? It's probably just hard to get women's fighters. Like they're kind of amateurish in that regard too. But the top ones do have skill, right? That's why they are entertaining to watch.
Yeah, you know what? Let me take this as the Red Brothers corner about, here's the thing, you guys, about women's MMA. To your point, yeah, if they're a real fighter, I'll watch. Like if it's Nunes, even Pena, I consider sort of a real fighter, even though she, like you said, she throws like a drunk at a bar.
Yeah,
I watched the Kayla fight with her just to see what happened. She's kind of like a Holland. I kind of watch her lose, right? Because she gets so butt hurt and she's kind of a troll. I kind of
yeah,
watch just for that reason. When you watch, if you watch like a Nunes fight, you're watching a real fight, right? And that's why I want her to come back. Like, hey, like
yeah.
I'm
And
not
she has
gonna shit on
knockout power
Amanda
even, which
Nunes.
is kind of rare in the women's divisions. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
entertaining.
you saw what she did to Ronda back in the day, and she did the shh after
And
knocking
I
her
think she
out.
knocked out
Like,
Cyborg too, didn't she? I think it was her.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing, you guys. Like, women's MMA kind of sucks, but the exceptions prove the rule. There are some really good female fighters,
But
so it's
even
kind
on
of
this
like there's occasion. I think me and you we were in Vegas. We were at UFC and in Vegas, and we were like, oh, let's go take a piss break, get some food, and we missed a good women's fight. Like
yeah.
sometimes it screws you when you're like, fuck this women's fight, and then it actually ends up being a good fight. So I'm like,
Well,
so
even
now I have
Dana
to like,
White at one point in time said there's never going to be a women's division, right? So he even changed his mind, right? With like Ronda Rousey and all them. It's like we said, we kind of agree with Sean Strickland. No one cares about women's MMA. That a lot of it is boring, but then there are some fighters that are entertaining. I'll watch.
yeah, and kind of what happened to me tonight or last night. Like now I'm gonna watch for her, and that's what happens to me. There's certain like for female MMA, I'm women's MMA. If you get on the list, then I'll watch for you. You have to kind of prove yourself first. Versus a men's MMA fight, like I'll probably watch more of. I'll watch more prelims and stuff. But yeah, women's MMA is not terrible, and it's like it's. I just don't like that. Like ever since Dana got up with Disney, they kind of went woke a little and kind of like, oh, we always have to have like a bunch of female fights, and they always have to put a female fight on the top of the card just because they have to show, oh, it's equality. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
like what he
funny
said
because
about
Abu
Ronda.
Dhabi, their terms of their agreement, they're like no women's fights on our card, so they don't. That's why
But
their
or
cards honestly are some of the best because yeah, there's no filler fights.
yeah, it's a filler fight a lot of the time. And that's the thing. Here's the thing, you guys. When it's a real fight, yeah, I don't mind if Nunes is on there, right? But when you're just putting filler fights because you're trying to appease the wokeness, I don't. And Dana used to say about Ronda Rousey, like, oh, it wasn't about like she made why she got paid so much as she brought in the money, right? So I respect that. If female fights are bringing in the money, put them on. Like, yeah, I would watch on the White House card if I heard there's talks of Ronda Rousey coming back for that card out of
Yeah.
retirement. Like I would watch that because it's Ronda. Like even though she'll probably get her ass whooped, you never know. She might pull off the armbar. Like that's the thing. Like don't put these crappy filler fights
Oh,
at the
that
like I remember
that's
at the
that. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but that's another great subject. Maybe when
Come on, subscribe, don't hold back, or we gonna get Nate to hit you with a Stockton slap. You can trust us, we ain't like DC on a scale. Smash! Subscribe, don't fail, cause if you don't, we'll get John Jones to poke your eye so hard, you're gonna have to start reading.